Hello and welcome, everyone. I would like to introduce you today to Celia Garcia, who is the founder and CEO of the Job Skills Institute, also is the founder and executive director for Latin Business Institute, and of course, a lifetime workforce development professional. Celia, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing fine as well. It's a pleasure to have you. Celia, adding to what I just introduced you today to our audience with, would you like to tell them something more about your experience at the recently concluded conference, or like what have been your key contributions to this particular industry at large?
Yes, well, what I love to do really is to help job seekers and people that want to build careers raise their salaries, in 3 simple moves, no matter what their prior experience. And that's a big contribution to each individual that I'm able to serve, because it inspires them to really reach for something higher and to feel that they're capable, that they are qualified. So I train and qualify people for moving up in the career ladder, and it's so satisfying. I can tell you that the contribution, I can see it in the moment with the way people's mindsets change and their aspirations grow, and just their vision of what they're capable of changes immediately. And that really helps the second group of people that I help, and that is employers, large employers and small employers, because I empower them to find and hire and train superstar employees, so that they can relax and they can build a high performance business that makes them money and runs on autopilot. So this is really 40 years of experience in serving business and industry with ways to really help their employees not only become more satisfied with the work that they do, but reach their potential. There's so many people in our workforce that are stuck. 80% of people, that's what the research is showing, want to change jobs right now after the pandemic. So for many years, because I've been in workforce development all my life, and I'm very passionate about each person that I'm able to work with, both business owners building their workforce and job seekers wanting to find a good employer to really put their hat on and, invest their time in growing personally and professionally with that business. So I love what I do. And in particular, my contribution also comes as a first generation born in the USA, Mexican American, because I am right next to Mexico, right? We're in California, and I serve all of the United States with my services, but I really specialize in that niche of immigrants that come to the United States, with that fever and drive that they want to succeed. And it breaks my heart to see roadblocks in the way where they cannot reach their full potential, even as they aspire to, and even as they are qualified to and entitled to. And so I see many people that immigrate to the United States in factory jobs when they are already teachers and engineers and doctors and nurses. And so I've dedicated my life to bringing more equality to those communities by providing, what I've learned in 20 to 30 years on site with businesses, what employers really want, what they expect, and then build those skills and that characteristics into people during training, during coaching, and during the lessons that I record when I'm teaching. So you could see I get a lot of energy and happiness from doing what I do. And I think that's the key to many of your award winners, right? Because they are doing what they love to do. They are doing what they are naturally gifted to do. And I am no different than you or anyone that I teach. They have gifts too. They just haven't figured out what they are yet and how to apply them to today's labor market. So that's the contribution I bring, both, to the economy with working with businesses, but to individuals, which is more important to me, the heart of families.
I mean, of course, I am indeed intrigued by the kind of work that you're doing, and I'm seriously glad that we have people like you, professionals like you in our education sector. because education is something that is actually the base of any individual's growth. And then what you're doing is it comes as a part of this particular, motto. Why are I mean, how does life go on? You get a job for yourself that is actually something that you're loving to do. So of course, to help find that, it is indeed a great job that you're doing, and I specifically would like to mention that this is something greatly appreciated as a human, tendency as well.
Yes, I think it's just a little bit different. So you have probably a lot of people that you're encountering with Education 2.0
Mhm.
that are educators, right? I work with many educators
Right,
in
right.
in K through 12 and also the community colleges and the university system.
Mhm.
But I'm a trainer that is working with business and industry and can connect the dots for
Mhm.
people as to taking that education and actually applying it, because there's so many things about the world of business that are not in a book. They're
Right,
not,
right.
right?
Of-
And if you're going to follow a book, it's going to take you 50 years to build a 20-year career. So what I like to say is I've been blessed to go into a different sector, working with different businesses over all of these years. And of course, you learn something every day because every day there's so many challenges in the workplace.
Right, right,
And,
right.
and also because the reason I'm there is to solve problems that they have. And so I get direct knowledge from the VPs and HR managers about
Mhm.
where the pain points are and where the opportunities are for improvement, right? And so then we take that, we customize that, we put that in the classroom. That affects their bottom line. And the part I love the most is it moves people forward and it lets them see what they're made of and what they're capable of. And then they start, really leaping forward, right? Instead of feeling stuck. So I just
Right.
love it. And I love connecting with other educators. So that's one of the reasons why I loved attending the event last year, is because I
Uh-huh.
was able to connect with other educators that are not doing quite the same as me, but
Mhm.
we should be connected. We should be connected because we're the next part of that pipeline to get people into the workplace and to get them working in gainful employment.
Of course, indeed. I mean, I can't agree more. Now, Celia, what prompted you actually to attend our recently concluded education conference?
What prompted me to do it is, I love having opportunities to meet people from around the world
Mm-hmm.
and people that are already in high places. I'm always trying to increase my network, right? And I know that the work that I do, I cannot do it alone. I need to connect with other people, partner, and collaborate to really reach the high goals that I have. So I'm always looking for those great quality events with people that are trying to change the world.
Right. I mean, of course, truly said. Also, I mean, talking about the COVID-19 terms and in-person gatherings. So, Celia, how would you rate or summarize your experience with the unfortunate postponement in the event due to the pandemic situation? And then, if I talk about I'm sure that you're aware that the conference was postponed quite a few times. So just a general thought of from your side of how has your experience been with that condition particularly?
Well, I can tell you that even though it was postponed several times, the contact and the personal attention from staff, from the people that are doing the campaigns, doing the marketing, talking to you and encouraging you, congratulating you,
Mhm.
wanting to find ways to promote you. I mean, that's like having a whole team behind you trying to get you to the finish line where you receive your award and you have all of these recognitions that you can turn to now. I was able to get some wonderful footage, which I did share with you,
Of
with your
course.
staff. I sent it in, and pictures, and all of that is great because it's social proof to others about the accomplishments and the achievements that we're gaining, and the organizations that are international like yours that are supporting us to change the world, and that's what it's all about.
Right. I mean, I'm sure you, just as you enjoyed the event and meeting the other industry professionals after a long time of, only home gatherings and virtual meetings. So, Celia, were you able to walk away with any potential, contracts or good deals?
Well, I believe that I'm going to be doing some speaking engagements, and I made some connections with two other educators from two other states where I'm promoting some of my programs. So I would say yes. And I think that's something we could work on even more in the coming year about how to make those connections, maybe online, and start conversations about how we can collaborate and work together. Because, when you're in an event, it's so fast and it's so exciting and sexy and wonderful. But the work is when we come home and we follow up with people. So
Right.
finding we can connect with other award winners to see if there's some business matchup opportunities, I think would be fantastic. And would love to do that. And I would participate highly in it, because I think in this age of COVID, we're not going to go back to the normal of before. We're going to do a hybrid, and we're going to be
Right.
looking for ways to obviously maximize our time online and also make still those deep personal connections. Because I'm the kind of person that, I know you're in a room with a lot of people, but I like connecting right now with you, right now. Okay. And so small conversations, little coffee shop conversations, right?
Right.
And that's where the business is done, on the coffee table. So I'm looking for those fireside conversations, coffee table opportunities to share and meet people. And if you could facilitate that, I'll be the first one on board. In fact, I would teach my networking skills class
Well,
and I
of
would
course.
share my free book on networking with everybody that took a meeting with me. And it would just be a fun meeting like this. We're just going to get to know each other, find out what we're all about, find out what makes us tick, what we're good at, and how we could join forces to be a power couple of sorts, right? And get things done quickly. So I'm excited about that possibility.
Of
Very
course,
much.
I mean, that's the idea here, because we do not just, invite you to a conference. You are one of our attendees, and no, just forget about the fact. No, it's more like building connections, long-term, connections and partnerships. Looking forward to working with you all, giving you as much exposure as we can as an industry professionalist, as a leader. So I think you answered my last question. I was going to ask you, how likely are you to come to our future editions, and would recommend this to the aspiring leaders?
Definitely would like to, because I will tell you right now, based on what you just said about your desire to support the achievements and our reach. Really, you're helping us reach more people, right? And that's so valuable. You're providing the social proof that we are competent, very experienced experts in our field, and you're providing the ability to get that message out, right? And so that's very valuable. And I personally would want to continue to have a relationship with your organization and attend your events, because I felt like everybody I've met, now I've met you, and I've met a few more people that were helping along the way in the process. And I can tell you, I never want to lose touch with them. They were so kind. They were so responsive. And those are the people you want to work with, so that you can build a big business and reach the people that can benefit from what you teach and what you do.
I mean, definitely, I am totally in support of your way of, building the connections and actually listening to what the guidance is giving you. Because sometimes, I mean, as organizers, we know that we have to connect and communicate with more than 2,000 individuals, if I talk about each and every conference that we organize. And I'm sure you're aware that each of the conferences take place under the same property in different ballrooms. So it's like, we guys are connecting with more than 2,000 people. We have to walk them through each and every step, and that too, to make sure that we are kind of gonna have a different and kind of soft kind of relationship with our clients, so that our attendees, so that they can actually see for themselves that this is something that they should actually consider. So, I mean,
I'm glad that you mentioned that. I want to just interrupt I didn't say anything about the different sectors, which of course really was very exciting to me, since workforce is the one sector that works across all the sectors, right? Because we're serving all of the employers in all the sectors. So I know a little bit about each one of them, because I recruit, I hire, train, and onboard their staff for all those different sectors. And so for me, that was invaluable that in one place, I can make contacts and build a network in IT, in real estate, in education. So that's just such a fruitful idea.
Thank you so much for your valuable feedback, Celia. We definitely, had a very good time having you as one of our worthy honorees and attendees. And of course, thank you so much for gracing our event. We definitely look forward to having you in our future editions and possibly give you even more exposure than we did this time around, with a bigger and better version of the conference.
Excellent. Oh, I can't wait. Thank you again for following up with me, which is another remarkable thing. Not all organizations follow up with you afterwards. And I've had so much follow-up. I've spoken to 3 people so far, several times. And I just, I just want to work with you again. And I'm so glad that we had this time to talk today. And I got a chance to meet you as well.
It was lovely meeting to you too, Celia. And I really look forward to meeting you in person in our next event.